Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about the film Alien, produced in 1979 and directed by Ridley Scott. It is one of my favorite science fiction horror films, and it is hard to believe that this film was produced 40 years ago, because when you watch it in 2019, it still feels very current and modern. And I haven't seen any other film, it's just a timeless classic, and I haven't seen any other film ever top this film. I mean, the cinematography and the production design is just immaculate. It is basically a perfect film. The characters are very likable. Uh, you can relate to them. You feel emotionally attached to them, and you don't want to see them get hurt. The film is also very suspenseful. The first part of the film, nothing really happens, but it gets away with it because it is so well done. The film takes time to introduce the characters to the audience, and you feel emotionally invested to the film. It really drags you into the film, and you're really part of the crew. The film is about a crew traveling back to Earth in a ship called the Nostromo, which is a cargo ship, and they're going back to Earth, and they're in hypersleep, and they're woken up by the ship's computer called Mother, and they have received an order from the company that they're working for that they have to investigate a distress signal from a planet nearby, and they have to go out there and check it out. So the one of the officers, Dallas, is discussing this order with the team, and they are going to take one of the shuttle ships to go to that nearby planet and to check out that distress signal. And once they reach the planet, they observe basically an unidentified ship, an alien ship from another an unidentified ship, an alien ship, and it looks very very scary and very mysterious. No one knows what it is, and basically they're going into the ship, and they discover that the ship contains all of these eggs. And one of the crew members, Kane, is basically investigating the eggs, and one of the eggs opens up, and this creature jumps out and attaches itself to his face. And the other two crew members are, Dallas and Lambert. They're taking Kane back to the ship to have him put into the medical facilities to see if they can help him with, see if they can rescue him from that creature that is attached to his face. And they try to cut it off, and when they try to do so, when they try to cut one of the creature's arms, they try to cut it. Blood pours out, and the blood is basically acid, and the acid, pours on the ground, and then basically creates a hole in a couple of the decks in the ship. So it's really scary having this face hugger type creature on your face, and they don't know what it is. They have got no clue what it is. All they know is that it seems to keep him alive because it feeds him oxygen, and no one knows what it is. This face hugger type creature. Then eventually, the facehugger leaves. Basically, leaves, detaches itself from Kane's face and dies. And while they're having breakfast or lunch, apparently the facehugger has planted an embryo or some sort of an egg inside Kane's body, because during lunch, the during lunch, he starts getting a lot of pain and starts screaming and shouting, and then this creature, this alien, bursts out of his chest and just looks at the crew. The crew tries to save Kane, but couldn't do anything about it. And this creature looks at the crew and then jumps off and runs away. And within a short time, this creature grows very quickly and turns into a man-sized creature. It's like a man, and he starts slashing off the crew. He starts killing everybody of the crew. And one of the last survivors, which is Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver. She is the last survivor, and she tries to leave the ship, and wants to get into the shuttle to leave the ship and to rescue herself from the alien. And while she gets into the shuttle, and because her idea is to escape in the shuttle and then blow up the ship with the creature in it, and then that would save her and also make sure that the creature is dead. But while she gets into the shuttle and escapes from the Nostromo, apparently the alien got on board the shuttle, and she is terrified when she discovers that the alien is on board, and she gets terrified, and she basically runs into one of the closets and thinks about what she's going to do. And this contains some spoilers about the ending of the film, but she basically is in this closet and puts on a like a space suit, and then goes out of the closet, and then tries to lure the creature out of the corner. And by doing that, she opens up the airlock and basically blows him into space. And basically that ends the film right there. She is saved. She the creature is blasted out of the airlock, and she is saved. She's alone again in the shuttle, and at that point, all is well. She is saved, and now she can return back to Earth. And that basically that ends the film. But when you watch the film, it is just a beautiful film to watch. I mean, it's a 2-hour film, but it feels like 15 minutes after watching it. And I keep saying it, this film is 40 years old, and no film has ever topped this. I haven't seen any other film that was better than this one. It is really a perfect film, and I can recommend anybody watching it anybody to watch it. I basically watched it. I was born 1976, and I watched it in 2004, I believe, on DVD, and I was blown away. And I really thought that this film was produced in 2004, but I was surprised to see that it was made in 79, and that's now 15 years ago since I first watched it, and now it's 2019, and even today when I watch it in 2019, it still feels like it's produced in 2019. It is such a timeless film, and it's suspenseful. The production design is immaculate. The cinematography, it's so well shot and so well made. The editing, it all works. And the music of Jerry Goldsmith is beautiful. I mean, some of the world's best composers, John Williams, Jerry Goldsmith, all from the 80s, 70s and 80s. And, their music scores are just so well made and so well composed. It sticks in your mind. So every time you hear that music, you know immediately which scene goes along with that music. And you can also listen to the music by itself without seeing the film. It's very pleasant music to listen to, and very compelling. Same goes for the music of Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and The Predator. All these type of films as well. But to go back to Alien, everything works in this film. It's not a dull film to watch. It's a very compelling film, and I can recommend anybody. I can recommend you watching the film, and you will be blown away by it, guaranteed. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this film, and please subscribe to my channel. More videos coming up very soon.